Thanks for watching this tutorial on how to engrave metals with your Cricut Maker. I'm super glad you did. Now remember that you can pick up the free designs over at wellcraftedstudio.com on my blog. And I just want to throw in a little thing that these same filled designs are perfect for galvanized ornaments as well. So I do have a post over on wellcraftedstudio.com on my blog. Plus here on my YouTube channel I have a video on how to engrave galvanized metal. So you make ornaments that are super cute and cool, only now they have a farmhouse vibe instead of a mirror vibe. So yeah, you guys, there's so many possibilities that you can do with your Cricut Maker. I'm just so excited to have you here. And be sure to check out my other tutorials on engraving. I've got a great playlist for you. So thanks for watching, and make sure that you like, comment, or subscribe. Okay, just to let you guys know that because this was you're watching this on YouTube and this was originally filmed as a workshop for a craft fest, holiday craft fest, the VIP designs that I show you that are extra designs that you can find in the VIP pass, it's 4 designs including the gas prices one and a couple other ones. Those are available now as a bundle in my Wellcrafted Studio shop. So be sure you hop on over there and grab those because I think you're going to like the extra designs. I've also updated it. This one says 2022, but you know, I threw a couple others in there for you guys because it's no longer 2022 when you watch this. Okay, so let's just go through really quickly here what the tools and materials are for this project. And there really aren't that many. It's super simple. Okay, so first thing, the machine. We're going to be using the Cricut Maker, but you can also use the Cricut Maker 3. But we're using the Cricut Maker because we're going to be using the Cricut Engraving tool. Now the engraving tool is actually 2 pieces. There's the quick swap housing, and then there's the tip. So if you've already purchased, say, like the scoring wheel or something, you might already have this housing, and then you would only need to purchase this little tip. Okay, so we just go ahead and depress that at the top, and then we slide that back on till it clicks, and we're good. And we're going to put that into clamp B, and there we go. Okay, the other things that you'll need is you'll need the purple strong grip mat from Cricut. We're going to be using the blue painter's tape just to make sure that we hold our blank down really well. I've also got a little bit of wire, a wire cutter, and pliers because of these little hangers that we're going to be adding. And then the last thing that you really need are the acrylic blanks. So now these are thicker blanks. I got them off of Amazon, so I'm going to have links to those for you guys. So you can go grab these. They come with a little plastic coating on them. We're going to be engraving the back of these. So we're going to keep that covering on while we engrave just to kind of keep it like nice and clean. And because why not, right? Okay, so that is it. And I do really like these. So I would recommend that you get these, although there are other mirrored acrylic products out there that will also work. Okay, so let's get started, and I can't wait to show you guys how this works. Okay, so the next thing is the designs. And to get the free designs that I've got for you guys for this workshop, you want to go over to wellcraftedstudio.com on the Holiday Craft Fest welcome page. You can find links and downloads to all these designs. You can also find them through the Holiday Craft Fest site as well. So what I wanted to show you guys is I do have 3 designs for this workshop. There's Merry Everything Happy Always. There is Making Spirits Bright. And then Unto Us a Child is Born. So those 3 designs are included free as part of this workshop to everybody who does it. Now, I do have for the VIP people who purchased the VIP pass, I do have some like 4 other designs. So the All is Calm, All is Bright with the Nativity, a Simple Merry Christmas, the I'm Dreaming of Low Gas Prices, and then Oh What Fun. So these designs again are for the VIP people, but I just kind of kept going and just it was fun, exciting, and I really love making these filled designs. If you can look, one thing that makes these engraving, what makes these engraving designs is that they have a fill added to them. And what that means is that they're a lot easier to see because rather than just outlining like a lot of designs will do, they actually are filled in with these little tiny crosshatch lines. So it makes it really visible and really gives you that etched mirror look. So yeah, I think they turned out really fun. They're just so fun to make. All right, so go ahead and grab those. Again, VIP, and then these are the ones that are free for the workshop. So, okay, now let's go ahead and let's talk about what we need to do to get started. Okay, so I am in Cricut Design Space, and I've actually already entered my Cricut ID, so it likes to see me, Jen. And up here in the right corner is the new project, which is the button we're going to push to get us to the Cricut Design Space. So this is actually our workspace. It's a new canvas. You can see just on the left side are the import options. On the top are the design tools, and on the bottom, or sorry, on the right side here are the layers panel and the layers tools. So we're going to actually be putting two things into our canvas. One is a circle shape and the other is our uploaded design. So let's start with the upload. So over here on the far left side, on the bottom here, we'll say upload. And then we're going to say upload image. You can see I've already uploaded several of the different ones that are available. So upload image, and then we're going to say browse. Actually, I'm just going to go and grab, and we're going to grab the child is born, the engraving SVG. So I just clicked and dragged that, and now it's preparing the upload here. So it's a cut image because it's an SVG that we're using. So it's already selected. We say cut image, and we're going to say upload. And there it is now in our uploaded images gallery. So let's click that to select it and say add to canvas. And there it is. Now right off the bat, this is too big for what we want, so we need to size it. And so the way what we're going to size it down to what we need for our ornaments is we're going to grab a shape. I like to do things visually. So rather than just give you guys a number, which it'll end up being like 2.5 inches, we're going to go and use this shape to create a template that will let us visually do it. So up here in the size, I'm going to change that 2 to 3. And because I have that lock on, it changed the height automatically to keep the constraints or the perspective, or not perspective, but to keep the same size. So if we had that unlocked by clicking it, then we would have been able to change these differently. But because we have that lock on, it just kept it as a circle shape. So it's 3 by 3. And now it would be hard for us to kind of see what we want on there. So we're going to change this circle by clicking it again, selecting it. We're going to up in the operations in the top, we're going to bring it down to pen. And then that little box next to the operations is colors. So we'll just change that to a red. Okay, so now we can go ahead and see that, and we can take our design, and here is down in the corner. We can just go ahead and drag that by click and holding, and then we can kind of see what we're working with here. Let's make this bigger. Now this particular design, I've got it so that it's open right here, so that because on the acrylic blanks there is a circle cut out for the hanger right here. So this design, you guys shouldn't have any problem running into that circle, but with some of the other designs, you just kind of want to pay attention when you size them and know that you need to keep this up here in the top kind of open for that circle. So let's see, we've got design. It looks like it's fitting pretty good. It might be a little tight. So let's go ahead and make it just a little bit smaller. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and select both of these. And then in the top design tools, there's the align tool. And we're going to say center horizontally. Okay, so one thing, that's a super handy tool, and this is centered horizontally now. However, when I look at that, even though it's perfectly aligned, it looks off to me. So visually, there's some, just the way that the design is weighted, more so over here, I feel like it's off center. So I'm just going to go and move this just a little bit so that now to me visually it looks like it's centered. Okay, so we're going to just go and click to drag over both of these, or I could have done select all. And you can see over in the layers panel now that these are both grayed out, which means that they're selected. So down at the very bottom right corner it says attach. So we're going to attach that. And then now it says we have multiple things going on here. There's the basic cut, which is the design, and then there's the pen that we had for this. We're going to go up here to the operations and just turn them both to pen, and then change the color again to that red for both of those. Now this right here is our template. So although it helped us size the design, we're actually going to be taking it onto the mat preview page to help us align our design on our blank on our mat. So this is called the simple shape template, or and I actually go through, I have a video online on YouTube that shows, kind of breaks this down again for you. But this is, I mean, it's so simple. I'm sure you guys have probably done something like it before, or if you haven't, you're going to find this super simple to replicate. So we've got our shape, that's the size of our blank. We have our design. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up into the layers panel on the right here, and we're going to click right on that pen design, or is the child is born engraving design. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to come up to the top here. It says duplicate. And so now we have our duplicate of just the design. This we want to engrave. So we're going to come up to the operations menu, and now we're going to go all the way down here to engrave. If you don't see engrave as an option up there in the operations, then probably what's happened is you look over here at your machine choice, you might have the Cricut Joy or the Explorer chosen instead of a Maker 3 or the Maker. Because the engraving is only an option for the Maker, you won't see it as an operation option if you have a different machine selected. So that's just something to kind of look for. Okay, so we've got our template, which is attached to the circle, and we have our engraving design. So that, my folks, is what we need. That is it. Now we can go ahead up here. We're going to say save, and we're going to type in child is born, and we're going to call it a Christmas project and an engraving project. Those are select collections that I've actually added, and I'm going to say save, and that's saved. So please get into the habit before you go to make it to save it. It's just kind of a really good thing to do. And sometimes, things happen when you're trying to go between screens. Maybe you need to backtrack because you forgot to attach something. So you just kind of want to, it's safer if you have things saved at this point. So again, when you attach something, so if we were to just have this grouped, then the grouping is just for this design page. It's only for us to give us the tool to be able to move things around easily on our canvas. Attaching takes it forward to the mat for us. So we need to attach, which we've done. So let's go ahead and say make it. And now we've got our mat preview page, which has a representation of our mat. Now if you look here on the left side, it says pen and engrave. So that's something to pay attention to, because right now we do have the pen, but we really just want to engrave. So what we're going to do is, this is where it gets kind of fun again too. We're going to mirror this design because we're going to be engraving the back of our acrylic, and then we're going to come and we're going to click and we're going to drag it down to the 4 and the 5. And let's make this bigger. It's just always a good idea to make it bigger so you can really see for engraving. Because in engraving, just being a little bit off can make a difference. So let's just go ahead and make sure that we're kind of right in that, hitting the left and the bottom of that 4 and the 5. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the design. I'm going to drag it over it, and I'm just going to move it until we really don't see much of that red. So that looks pretty good. Okay, so now remember how I said on the left it's going to say pen and engrave right now, but we are just going to make it say engrave because that's the only action we want to do. So we need to hide the pen, which is the template. And the way we do that is we click on that, and then we click those 3 dots and we say hide selected. And now magically over here, it'll just say engrave. So that is what you want. Okay, so now we just say continue, and we can go ahead and get our mat ready. Okay, so I've got my purple strong grip mat, and I've got my blanks. So we're going to just do one blank at a time. We're not going to do multiple blanks because we really just, if something were to happen and the machine would quit or something, then it's just simpler for doing one by one. You definitely can do multiples at once, and lots of people do, but I just feel more confident doing one by one. So we're going to take it, we're going to flip it upside down. We still have that coating on here. Flip it upside down with the hole at the top, and we're going to go, and just like on our mat, we're going to find the 5, we're going to find the 4, and we're going to line the bottom to the 5 and the side to the 4. Okay, So now I'm just going to press that down well so that that stronger adhesive is gripping. I'm going to take my blue painter's tape and I'm going to tape over the top. And depending on what design you're using, sometimes you guys want to just kind of take a look and see where the design is so that you don't tape over it. However, I will say that almost every time I engrave, I have some design that I don't pay attention to and it engraves into the tape, and it totally still is fine. I mean, it's not like ideal, but it doesn't like do anything either. So, all right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just make sure we grab those edges, and we're gonna press the tape down around it to minimize any shifting it might want to do. This really isn't such a big deal with these, but if you were to be doing, say, like engraving on a spoon or something, then shifting is more of an issue. And then you would really want to make sure that you're going all the way around and that you're, you know, taping all the edges. But for this is just fine. Okay. All right, so back on Cricut Design Space here. Set base materials. So the material setting that we're using for this is the acrylic 2-inch thick. The way that you would get to that would be browse all materials, and then up here you're going to type acrylic in the search bar. Oh, you're going to spell it right. And then it's going to give you two results, the thick and the thin. We're using the thick. I say done. So that's chosen, and it's going to tell us now that based on that material that we chose, that we want to go ahead and no tool and clamp A. We're going to put our engraving tool and clamp B, which we've already done, and then we just need to load the map. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to feed that in here. Make sure that the star wheels are all the way to the right. And then we're going to put it right underneath the guides, and we're going to press that load button. Now it's checking just to make sure that the engraving tool is in there, and we can press the blinking C button. And that's it. It's going to engrave now. It might take about 45 minutes, half an hour or so. I forget which design, like how long each design takes. But you guys, the results are so worth it, and we can just go ahead and let it go and walk away. So yeah, I think it's time to go make some supper, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so it's all done. I'm gonna unload it. And then there is some debris on here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use my tape to pick it up. Peel it off. And let's go ahead and open the plastic came with. Okay, and there we go. Looks pretty good. Okay, so now all we need to do is add the wire. So I've cut out of this 20 gauge silver wire I just picked up in the jewelry section at Michael's, I think. But it is an aluminum silver, so it's aluminum base, but it looks silver. Cut about 6 inches. Let's see, it's maybe not long enough. And then I'm just going to put my thumb in the middle of it and just kind of bend it up so I get a nice little bend there. And then I'm just going to hold it kind of together and straighten the ends just a little bit so it looks like it would be something going into a light bulb. You know how it has the little ends? And then what we're going to do is we're going to thread it through the front of our thing. And we're going to bend up with the loop and kind of put those together, and then those pieces that are on the back, kind of straighten those and put them together. And then I'm just going to go and wrap them together. I'm holding it kind of tight here, and I'm just going to make a little bit of a wrap. And then I'm going to use, I've got kind of a flat nose pliers, which is really nice for rounding the ends of wire. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to grip it, and I'm putting pressure so that I get a nice tight wrap. And then And then I can trim this extra one, or I could just try to wrap that around too. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and wipe that off a little bit. You guys can see how nice that looks. Okay, so I just did want to show you guys just kind of what it looks like with a couple different designs. So here's the Oh What Fun. We can just see what that looks like. And the gold. So I like both of them. Okay, and then it's just gonna, let's see. Here's the Making Spirits Bright in the gold. And here it is in the silver. So I really do like both of those colors. I guess depending on your packaging that you're doing, if you're going to use these as a kind of a little, like a little tie-on to a package, or if you want to go ahead and, this one would be really fun, kind of hanging on a wine bag, Making Spirits Bright, or a brandy, whatever. Whatever your holiday drinks are. Really, at this size, I guess there's still a hole in it, so you wouldn't necessarily want a coaster, but you could definitely use this design to make a coaster, which would be fun. Here is the All Is Calm, All Is Bright, and you can see here what I was talking about with the hole. So this is one of the designs that's in the All Access Pass, and I did leave like a blank spot there so that it would go around the hole. So this is I like this design a lot, but it's a little bit more, it's not like it's difficult, but it is a little bit more it's not as, I don't know. These designs are really simple. So, all right. So again, then you can do, if you wanted to, you can add some other elements. You can go ahead and get funky with the thing. You could add a little bit of, to the top if you want to, but if you'd rather use the foil for the hanger, you can do that as well. But I think, again, that this is just a really simple, fun beginner project. If you are new to engraving, if you really I hope you feel like now if you've seen this that you really can do this, because I showed you how to use a template. I showed you guys, what you need to do to put it, to tape it down. I showed you the designs. We gave you designs. So I think that if you are brand new to engraving, you've kind of been on the fence about trying it, that this is a really easy project to get started with. So again, head over to wellcraftedstudio.com to get those free designs. And yeah, I hope you do more engraving.